you're locked into the call of the siren, romancing you back home. Hey, welcome to our show, Call of the Siren. My name is Fairlight de Torres, and this is my lovely co-host, Laura Lear.
Hey. Mind, body, and spirit. Yes. Inspiration, love, fear, light, dark, acceptance, disregard. There's so much to life. We're all swimming in the same bowl. So let's start swimming together.
Yay!
And that is what we would like to help not only our community and our friends and family and daughters and sons.
Truly. And, and it's interesting because as we were preparing for this, you had said something about the world that's going on outside. So I'll let you go ahead and say that, and then I'll start rambling at the mouth. No.
Oh, which part?
When we were on the phone today.
Yes.
Yeah. That was what, see,
yes.
I'm like feeding you to say, because you had said it so good. You had said, with what's going on out in the world today, we feel this
awareness that needs to come to the forefront. The awareness of not only ourselves, our communities, but look what's happening beyond our waters. We're heading into another Cold War. World War III. It's
quite possibly.
It's
right.
It's scary, and unless we do something about it and bring more people aware to what maybe this world should be, what we're looking at to.
Right. So I say the revolution is an inside job. And we all, it's an inside job. You laugh. But the revolution is an inside job. And that's what this whole Call of the Siren thing is about. Good. Because everything that's going on, like, are they going to bomb? I love it. Right? I think it's Michael Franti wrote a song, you can bomb the world to pieces, but you can't bomb it into peace. And the peace is an inside job. And so it's like, while everybody is, choosing, really, you're choosing, are you going to hook your attention into this outside bunch of people who don't want us to find peace? Or we can choose that we decide peace for ourselves. And so it's an inside job. And so that's what we're here to do, I feel like, in a big way, is one, to highlight community. And what can we do in our communities? What can we do from within ourselves? And then how do we expand that? I have like all these little affirmations, but it's, one of them is as we evolve ourselves, then we have this ripple effect where our families are evolving and our communities are evolving, our friends, and eventually it's the world. But again, it's an inside job, and it starts with sovereignty. And dare I say, recognizing the bullshit lie of authority. Authority is a fucking bullshit lie. And starting with time. Time, the way it's been constructed around our whole lives, governing our whole fucking lives. And when you look at it, it's not even real. Like, yeah, they've taken these mathematical and broken it all down, but it's so dishonoring of the natural rhythms and cycles. And so when we expand it out to what time truly is, time is a measurement of the earth going around the sun. Time is another measurement of the moon going around the earth. And we break it into solstices and equinoxes. And that's why, I'm so glad to be a part of the show to speak about astrology and so many other things so that we can attune ourselves to actual cycles that are happening around us and not this made up clock time that somehow has been established as an authority, although it's not even fucking real. Fuck the clock. Fuck that goddamn clock. All right, what do you have to say, Laura?
except for when we have to go to the damn doctor.
Right.
And we have to be there 45 minutes before your time comes, just to be there, just in case they're ready for you.
Which they never
which they never are.
Right.
And then I get there and I'm scared to death that I'm late. So
That's
fear,
what I mean. This whole
fear
authority thing
embellishes, your whole system, each cell. It's like your whole body. You're driving there. You're driving 25 miles over the 50-minute speed limit.
Right.
50
and that's exactly it. Going to the doctor, arriving on time for work. And it's like, and this fear, like every modern person, especially in the United States anyway, but probably around the world now, has felt that terror of, I'm 10 minutes late. Fear. Total work. And
it's a true insecurity.
Right. And that's so toxic because fear is meant for fight or flight. And so it's traumatic. Fear creates us in a constant trauma. And like I know so many people who have childhood post-traumatic stress syndrome. I'm one of them. You're one of them. You're probably one of them, Nate. I want to acknowledge Nate behind the camera. We're all...
Hi, beautiful.
We're all, they're married. They love each other. So, and it's like, but let's break that down for a minute. Where does fear come from? How does it serve us? And so, like, we go all the way back to the tribal days where things used to eat us pretty regularly. Things used to eat us. And so I feel that and really, I channel. And so what I received was that we developed fear as like a psychic gift. We do have these psychic abilities. We have so many psychic abilities. And so we developed this psychic fear so that we could sense when fear was approaching. And then we would listen to that fear and we would get to safety and watch the saber-toothed tiger go by or whatever, And then there was more about the tribal stuff I'd like to maybe get into later about trauma and all that. But just talking about that fear, like that's trauma. But 10 minutes late should not in any fucking way equal saber-toothed tiger. We should not be in fear for our survival over 10 minutes late. And so time established as an authority is bullshit. And it's trauma inducing. And so it's interesting when you look at like the generalized media, how much the news and everything is oriented to keep us in fear, to keep us in worry, and to keep us in opposition. Well, that's such a big wormhole to go into, but
we still don't get the truth from all the news.
We don't get the truth. We get what they want us to keep us hating each other. So as long as we're divided, as long as we never unify, as long as we're always blaming somebody else for all the problems in the world and always being angry, we are not in sovereignty. And we think we're fighting authority, but the way to fight authority is to acknowledge that it's bullshit and there's nothing to fight. They're invisible fucking phantoms. The truth is sovereignty. Prime reality is within. Every experience starts from within. Prime reality is within. And I tap my thymus when I do that. And you can do that. Tap your thymus and make affirmations of sovereignty. Prime reality is within. I am a sovereign being. I am a sovereign being. We are always at choice. And so, like, if you're 10 minutes late, be like, I'm 10 minutes late, motherfucker. Either I belong here or I don't. And if that 10 minutes late gets you fired, well, and I'm pretty jump off the cliff and go to the next adventure. Don't risk your life unless you feel ready to risk your life. But I feel like be willing to be bold. Be willing to stand in your sovereignty. And if you go to a place every day that reinforces this is not honoring my sovereignty, it's okay to recognize I don't belong here. Because the more of us that recognize I don't belong here, it's more this structure doesn't belong here. In my world. La, la, la. All right. Now we'll take a break for our sponsors. No, I'm just kidding.
No. She's not kidding.
By Timex, the keeper of time. It's all bullshit.
This is partly why what I realized recently, but only very recently did I realize this. And I kept feeling there's got to be something more out there, right?
Right.
I mean, doesn't that ever feel like there's just got to be something more out there? I mean, to and here's my thought process on to lift your spirit, to lift your soul, to address the human desires of partly what this show is, of love, luck, health, family, prosperity, fulfillment, intimacy. All the human needs are so many, and to attract the beauty and to repel the negative, and to give some wisdom to where, I mean, our planet. I don't have the words right.
No, that's perfect.
I'm sorry.
That's perfect.
But we are in a state of duress. Our planet is in duress. Our people are in duress. My children, pretty soon, it's going to be harder and harder for them to even be able to buy food and have utilities on. And you have to share. They can't have their own homes anymore. You have to share a home with more than one piece of the family, because people can't make it these days. And when you don't know, or you're feeling insecure, or you don't know where to go, and you don't know what to do, and your spirit is down, and all you need is somebody to help you rise.
Right.
And that's what we want. We want to help everybody the planet.
And inspire everybody to act. And again, it's an inside job. And I feel like as sovereign beings, once we say authority is a bullshit lie, I am a sovereign being. And it's interesting too, because I saw something recently, and it was a quote from, I think, a chief of one of our native peoples. I wish I was more prepared for that. But
okay.
The quote was something about how, the white man, the Westerner, I guess we could say, Western culture mindset it's so take. It belongs to me, and it's, very selfish.
That's exactly where
whereas the more native, the more in tune mind, the intuned minds of the sacred people who, are from here originally, said, no, we're here to take care of the land. We belong to the land. We have a responsibility to the land. And I feel like that's what we very much need to return to. Indeed. That in sovereignty, without this authority telling us what to do, in sovereignty, we know that we must act. We know that this land, it's up to us to heal this planet. It's up to us to heal the consciousness of the planet. It's up to us to speak abundance and override the lack. Like what you said, it's like people over and over again, they're being programmed. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. Fuck that mindset. Yes, you fucking can. But then I'm like, why is there land ownership anyway? That's fucking weird. People who were violent took, and they stay in this take mindset. And now we have to buy, and and then these people who own the land have done so much damage to the waters and to the air and to the earth. So much damage, and to the psyches. Why the fuck do they get to own anything? Nobody should own the water. Nobody should own the land. And if we return to and I know now I'm sounding like a communist, whatever. I feel like there are blends of it all. There are blends of it all. Like, for one, land ownership needs to go away. And those who use the land need to pay for the damage they do, and they need to stop doing the damaging bullshit that they do. But
the thing is, I just wanted to say, but how where would we live? How would we live?
Well, it is. Obviously, I'm an idealist, and I'm looking way into the future. But right, how do we start now? So we start now because there's people out there blowing each other up, and who knows how much land we'll have left, and if we'll even survive it all. But if we do to survive the tyranny, basically all over the planet, it's up to the mothers, but no, it's up to the fathers. It's up to the mothers and the fathers. It's up to community. It's up to us as sovereign individuals. And so I feel like first we need to start community gardens. But, I don't even know how to garden, but this message comes through so much. And it's funny, my son and I did some magic the other day while Neptune was on the sun. And because we're filming this in March, this part. I just feel like I have to correlate the planets and all that.
Yes,
but so my youngest, my Libra, and I went out and did some magic, and it was for health. And the magic was planting seeds. What can we do individually that could ripple out to benefit others?
Huge.
And so we're going to learn how to garden. And we're going to learn to grow our own food. But eventually, I would like to inspire the community to start community gardens. And I think that's where it starts.
Wow,
obviously, landowners are not going to give up ownership of the land easily.
Do you think they'd let us do something like that in Manitou? Even at the park? Even put something special out at our community's area? Would they?
I would imagine so. See, that's where we go talk to our local representatives.
Yes.
Talk to our local representatives.
Yes,
and finding
indeed.
different communities. But at the same time, while we can talk to our local representatives, which I can't believe that came out of my fucking mouth, actually. But you're saying, would Manitou be down with that? But also I feel like finding other community-minded people, and where can we, people who do own buildings and people who do own this and that, could we establish rooftop gardens? And it's that sort of thing.
That would be so amazing.
And so I feel like we really need to be community-minded. We need to create gardens, personal and community, where people can come through. And then we need to establish housing. And so that's where right now we need either private investors or public, private funds. And we establish, I guess, nonprofits or, I don't know enough about this. This is just stuff I receive. And we're getting into this. But again, it's just, I feel like food is primary. Food and water. Yes. And then, when they're destroying the planet, we need to find water sources so that we can provide as a community for each other, and learning sterilization techniques or, finding what's out there. That's what's so cool is that part of the counterculture, there are inventors who are creating eco-friendly, water filtration systems who have created toilets where, like, why are we putting all of our shit into the water?
And didn't you say there's this very special place we can go?
I have a friend who I'd like to go. Maybe we can go visit. I have a friend who is an herbalist, and she's established this whole cool thing where she grows food and it cycles around, and she's got fish, and the fish poop fertilizes and she does this whole thing. And and so that will be in future shows. She just doesn't know that yet, but but we're
sorry about that.
But we really,
an exciting idea.
This is part of why we want to promote our communities. That's part of, it's all about promoting community and inspiring you guys, inspiring ourselves, inspiring you guys to maybe shop at Walmart less. I understand Walmart makes it convenient. Amazon makes it convenient, but start putting more into community, shopping at local mom and pop shops for whatever it's for, and learning to grow your own food, grow your own, and it's like, we don't need to take on the big da-da-da. It's not about that. I'm not interested in enemies. I'm interested in sovereignty, and I'm interested in community, and I'm interested in what can we build collectively as individuals coming together as a community. Because this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I have that album. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it totally is. And like, man, I get geeked on the astrology every time, but but it really is. We've had such major things since 2020. The astrology totally tells of why we're doing this show now, starting from the beginning in January 2020.
Wow.
But
and that was a rough go actually in the last 2019 and 2020, huh?
Right. And to all of it, 2021 and all of it. Well,
yes.
And it's interesting,
2021.
even with astrology, you know, I guess I'll give shout outs to all the people that I have inspired me. But there's an astrologer called the Leo King who I followed for so long. I was like obsessed. All I could talk about was astrology. I guess I'm still kind of like that. But, you know, and like from 2016 maybe, and I know at some point he was like, you guys don't even know what's going to happen in 2020. He's like, nobody's prepared for what's going to happen. And he had said, when that Pluto and Saturn were going to come conjunct in Capricorn in January of 2020. And he had said, every time Pluto and Saturn go conjunct in Capricorn, there is a plague. And he had cited it back to like, I think the 1400s. And then before that was the 1200s. And sure enough, every time there is a plague. And what I love about the plagues is that also there is a renaissance to always follow.
Amazing.
And I love our renaissance that's happening. This is art, baby.
I'd love to get like down and get into the nitty gritty of some of that information. Maybe we can share that information sometime.
Okay.
How through the
oh my God, I'm totally down. Just even
that would add so much to the show,
to all of it.
You know,
yeah. And man, and I love learning because I'm still always learning about it. You know, I learned so much
cool.
by watching other astrologers. I call myself an astrologer because I can read charts pretty well, but then I listen to like Molly McCord and Kaipacha, and you know, I'll shout out all the names that I watch, and like their understanding of it. It's like it takes lifetimes to really get a grasp that
does.
I barely can call myself an astrologer, but I geek on it enough.
I don't want the world to wait any longer. I don't want the world to wait. I want there to be something out there like what we're doing to show you what we have, so that you don't wait a whole lifetime until you find out all this information and start to begin to live your life a different way, the way you want to.
Oh, because you are free.
Yes.
Always singing.
I can't wait till we get our band.
I know.
On camera with
Oh my
us.
God.
It's
Oh my
gonna
God.
Be a blast. It's very exciting.
I mean, yeah.
So we're gonna have astrology. We're going to be doing some serious conversations between you and I.
Right.
We've got community.
We've got guests from the community. Yes.
Business owners, nonprofits,
musicians, artists, healers,
which is amazing.
Philosophers. We've got so many people.
The paranormal. We're very so lucky because when we begin doing our paranormal show.
Yes.
I'm so excited because we have you to come in and help us figure out either what's really going on for the people, and help us that are asking us to come in to see what's going on, and to see if maybe we can help them and or the spirits
exactly
to be able to rise and
that's what I'm excited about too, because I haven't done anything quite like that. My biggest ghost experience was I was a tour guide at some caves, at Cave of the Winds in Manitou, and they have a dark a lantern tour, the haunted lantern tour. Ooh. And there are ghosts down there, and some of them I was really afraid of. And so I started working with, it really, I never really acknowledged how much working in those caves advanced me on my spiritual path, because I learned to call in protective energies that would surround me and let me only interact with the benevolent, ghosts that were down there. And the only benevolent ghosts I ever interacted with were George and Nellie, who had owned the caves.
Which is such a cool
And Nellie
story.
became my friend, but
such a cool story.
Right, and I bring that, and I'm hoping we can take the show into those caves, and maybe George and Nellie will play with us.
We are definitely going to do that, my dear.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
But aside from that, I haven't done what you're talking about doing, and so I don't know that they'll talk to me, I'm hoping they will. I'll bring in tarot cards and whatever. But, I'd like to I would like to help. I would like to help. Any energy that feels stuck or trapped,
Absolutely.
I would like to help, liberate those energies if they want to.
Absolutely.
Or if not, then to bring them more love and be like, yeah, we're here and we see you. Or, we don't, but
at least help those that they're trying to realize and deal with what they're so not used to. I think it's really incredible that even though our candle is lit, it hasn't gone out.
right.
It's that there is still a flame there. Which
Right.
I thought it was
want
really
to pour the
cool.
wax off so that we
Okay,
can
awesome.
inspire it to grow big
There
again.
we go. Thank you so
La,
much.
la, la,
I didn't want
la.
our candle to burn out.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that too. Like, should I do that? So I'm glad you.
Yes, yes, yes.